So, welcome guys to the Salt Collect channel, where we collect buckets of salt from Sander and other enemies. I just want to welcome and say thank you to Sander for joining us today. He is teacher by day, fab extraordinaire by night, and part of the LGS group in North Holland that we play with. And I'm very thankful that he does join our things because it makes us a better player. So Sander, welcome. Would you like to add anything? You're not just a Fai player.
I want to thank you for having me. Sorry, I'm not just a Fai player. No, I do play a lot more than just Fai.
Yeah.
No, I want to thank you for having me. Like, I've been watching the Salt Collector since the day I started. No, okay, but I really enjoy your channel, even though I know you're in person. So yeah, it's an honor to be on here.
Awesome, awesome. So today I already mentioned this. We spoke about this, Sander, and I've mentioned it to the Boltyn group in Discord, which is not the entire world of Boltyns. Among the best players of Boltyn, they say that with Raydn, we are favored to beat Fai. Now that percentage of favorism goes from, I would say, slightly favored, from what I hear, like 55%, to like almost a free win at 70%. Some of the top players are saying 70% of Boltyns on Raydn should beat Fai. And now I don't know what Fai they mean, Kodachi Fai or Searing Blade, is it Emberblade, or whatever it's called, Pouncing Lynx. I'm always assuming Pouncing Lynx because that's a better Fai against Boltyn. What are your thoughts on that? Because I know you said the opposite.
Yeah, so I think it is Fai favorite. But I want to go one step back when we talk about those percentages and people that have certain experiences with the matchup. It's always different for everybody, right? We like to see it as it's just one matchup, but there's a lot of skill, even in aggro mirrors, that can change the percentages up by like 10, 15, 20%. And I do want to say that I have some feelings about matchups that Fai has, then I'm like, oh, that's favored. I think Bravo is favored for me. I think I'm like 70% into Bravo. But when I tell the Fai community I'm 70% into Bravo, they just, I'm not even sure they believe me, to be honest. So I think there's always a bit more to the percentages than just math, right? We like to see this game as just math, but it's not really. There's a lot of skill and a lot of thought that goes into it besides the math. But I think it's Fai favorite. I've always had great success into Boltyn, especially the Raydn build. I do need to say I've played a bit against the combo build as well, and it does make it, I don't want to say harder. It means that I need to be aware of what's happening a lot more. Into Raydn, I just play my aggro plan, and into combo, I need to actually prepare things like a well-timed warmongers, or I need to think about how to block with equipment if it actually gets to that point. Where with the Raydn, I feel like I'm playing my own game. So I prefer playing into Raydn. I prefer seeing Raydn. And I've had, I think I've always had like a positive win rate. I think we played this matchup multiple times. And I think you've won a couple times. Like, it's not unwinnable for Raydn Boltyn. It's just most of the time Fai will deal more damage over the game, in my experience at least. And since that's the only thing that matters in that matchup, it ends up being taken by Fai most of the time.
Yes, just to correct you there, Sander, I haven't beaten you yet. I have not beaten you as a...
Oh, you haven't? Oh my
God. I don't think so. Not in my memory, in my recent memory. Maybe like when Fai first came out or something, but in like the recent time, I haven't beaten you with my Raydn build against your fight. Guys, just quickly, why have I invited Sander, of all people, on the show, the channel, whatever it's called, is because he is a very good Fai player. He has won Utrecht calling when the thing was legal. What was it called? The gauntlet thing?
Stubby hammers.
Stubby hammers, which made Fai even more insane. And then he recently won a battle hardened event in Hanover. So he knows what he's talking about. And in terms of skill level, I like to think I'm a good player, and I give Sander a challenge, but I think Sander, unfortunately for me, and this test is a little bit better than I am in terms of his knowledge of the game, sort of his ability to play long game. I think I'm very good at playing hand to hand, but I'm not very good at thinking past 2 or 3 hands. That's where my weakness is, and that's why I love playing Beacon of Victory, because it just messes up my deck, and I get to not think about the pitch stack too much. So yeah, he's a good player, and he also is the author of the deck for Fai that did very well at Worlds. Unfortunately, Sander, I know you didn't do too well with that deck, but your buddies Philip and Paul, I think Philip was a winning in for the final game for top 8 with your deck, and just missed out to I think the Hong Kong Katsu player.
Yeah, a small. We all had like small differences in our deck list. It wasn't the perfect 80, but it was like 78 cards were the same, and then changed out 2 or 3 cards we specifically liked for ourselves. But it was nearly the same deck. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and I've got to mention top 8 for Dutch Nats, which my only single achievement was winning that one against a bunch of Dromai. So I don't even have any. I didn't have to play single Fai, didn't have to play single Lexi, and those were my 2 nightmare matchups. And luckily,
and that was without Fai, by the way.
That was without Fai. That was with Dash. If you were Fai, then who knows where it would be? Maybe my channel wouldn't exist because you would have taken that.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I wanted to bring a very good Fai player on to show we have to eliminate some things that we can. Obviously, so deck building is something. I think Fai has a more streamlined deck than Boltyn. Boltyn, I'm not sure how familiar you are with him, but there's so many different cards you could put into Boltyn. Line Strike, Snatch. Some people say, no, let's not play any of those cards because they're not light cards. Command and Conquer or Unite, we shall stand. Unite, we stand. So, different poppers into Dromai. And then the deck building itself. Are we going low to the ground, or are we going soul, healthy, heavy type style decks? I really like to play low to the ground because, as I mentioned, I play hand to hand. That's my strength, playing hand to hand. So if I can see a good hand, instead of pair 6 soul for the late game, I'd much rather have the first option, and that's where I excel. And I know when you say something like playing Bravo 70%, you're almost not allowed to say that because people will say, "Oh, what's going on? This isn't true." I have the same thing with Fai and Katsu in the reverse, so I suck against them. But when I play against Dromai, I have a 60-70% win record, which if I tell this to Boltyn players, like, what are you on, who are you playing, type of thing. So, yeah, deck familiarity, opponent familiarity, matchup familiarity, skill levels, all these things will factor into this percentage of win rate. And so I guess my next question to you, Sander, is how do you know if, in that case, there's so many variables, what are the telltale signs of, like, this is a favorite matchup? Why are they even debatable at this point? Like, the best Fai player against the best Bravo player, the best Azalea player against the best Boltyn player. That's sort of what we should be building our assessments on. So how come we're still debating this stuff?
I like debating it, but I don't think it's too useful. The only way I use it for is when I'm looking for a new deck. Fai looks to be hitting Living Legend in the near future. So I've been hopping decks a bit. I've even played some Boltyn. So you asked for the familiarity. I actually played a couple games. I really like playing Boltyn. Then I realized it was a lot worse than Fai, and I quit. But okay, but it's so I like hopping decks a bit right now. And the thing I notice, it's so funny to pick up a deck that you know near to nothing about besides the other side of the table. So of course I've had like a lot of experience playing Fai or Dash into it, but like not playing it myself. And then I realized all those percentages don't matter if people have no clue what they're doing. And I was the person having no clue, so I'm not shit talking anyone. I noticed that, oh wait, I'm now playing Dromai, I'm now playing Bravo or Azalea, and I'm looking at these cards, and what you do, I'm like, I can make a decent hand, I think.
Yeah.
And even then, I probably miss a couple points, and then I realized that I had the completely wrong game plan and get hammered because my opponent knew what was going on. So those percentages are, I think, a bit odd, because I think everyone that puts a lot of time and work into their deck should eventually have higher percentages than the average. So I've been playing Fai since he released, which was funny because in the Netherlands we thought it was not that great of an hero, and then the whole Stubby Hammer things happened, and well, the rest is history, I guess. But when I started playing him, everyone was like, "Yeah, the percentages are bad. It's a bad deck." People didn't really knew how to make him a consistent contender. And then if you put enough time into it, at some point those percentages will creep up for you, and you will find ways to beat a matchup that looks bad.
Yeah.
And that will bring you to, I think, a next level. But I think you need to do that yourself as well. You can, of course, you can use content. You can try to combine information from like local game store friends or whatever. But at some point, you need to put in the work you're doing for Riptide or Boltyn, even before they were cool. And well, the results were there, right?
Yeah.
You've won a lot of armories on Riptide.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's telling you the Riptide, well, it's not the best hero.
Yeah.
But you put time into it, and it makes it that your percentages are different than the average.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's why I mentioned familiarity with the deck, understanding the matchups, and taking the time to see things that people haven't seen yet. Not saying that I've done that with Riptide or Boltyn by any means. I focused my efforts into those, so I know when I have a hand, I know to keep it, I know to block with it. I know, okay, this needs to go on Arsenal. That dragon needs to die. Just things like that. So. Yeah, so I guess so I mean, new players coming into the game. Oh, microphone drop. New players coming into the game, looking at these stats on Talishar, seeing Boltyn's got a 46% win rate into Fai. First of all, Talishar will bring all the decks together: Decimator, Hatchet, Sabers, Raydn. So I mean, we could throw those out the window. My main reason for doing this is because what you say, like we have the top. You spend all your time making this amazing Fai deck. I spend all my time, which is not much, making this Boltyn deck. Let's take a better Boltyn player. I'm going to say Yuki. She just started Boltyn, one of the best players in the world. She spends a lot of time on Boltyn now. Let's say it's her main deck, and then she comes up against you. That's the sort of percentage I'm talking about. That's the one I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about you against a mid-level Boltyn or me against a mid-level Fai. I want to talk about the best Fai player in the world against the best Boltyn player in the world. Because that's, I think, the only way you can really pick up these percentages of what's actually representative of these two heroes.
Then we get into a different discussion, and that's what makes this topic so hard to grasp. There are no perfect games. I think even the best player in the world, whoever that may it be Michael Hamilton, Brody Spurlock, or Yuki, even they will eventually get better, and that might be during the game, that might be in deck building, that might be in preparation or for matchups or whatever. So I think it will always be a moment in time. If you put the best Fai player, and I'm not saying I am, because there are a lot of great Fai players, a lot of Kodachi Moskov momentum believers as well, by the way. They're great Fai players, even though I disagree. If you put them against someone like Yuki, at that time, maybe Yuki wins. At that time, maybe the Fai player wins, and they do 1,000 games, and they win 60% of the time, so Fai is better. But then a couple weeks later, Yuki finds a new tech into Fai, and out of nowhere, that matchup swings the other way. And I think those percentages, the only thing you can really use them for is to have a feeling for when you start deck building.
Okay.
And it can look like, okay, I'm going to look for deck for tournament. I have the feeling that I already have these percentages. I'm already doing well in these matchups. Now I need to figure out how to get them better and how to get my bad matchups up a bit. Then you need to change the percentages for yourself. So not just for how the matchup works, because, well, there will always be skill involvement and luck, etc., but just for you yourself.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, very good answer. Thanks, Sander. My brain is just too small to... I'm just thinking... There has to be a stat. There has to be this. There has to be something that we can look at. But there's so many things involved within it that it's not black and white by any means. I mean, there are some cases, like if you take Dromai and Riptide, that's not going to change that outcome. You could play 1,000 times, 900 times the Dromai is probably going to take that, and skill level, deck building. Okay, we might build a deck that will only beat Dromai as a Riptide player, and then you suffer so much against the other decks. So I think that's sort of what I was looking for. But the way you explain it, that doesn't exist with matchups that are so close. When we're looking at 55-45, maybe even 60-40, those can change the other way around, 45-55, 40-60, whatever it is, depending on these factors that we spoke about. Cool. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add before we get stuck in. I've sent you a link for the game.
Yeah, it wasn't working for me. It said I couldn't join for some reason. So if you can maybe resend the link, I can try again.
For those of you guys wondering what deck I'm playing my Chariots build. I haven't had a chance to look at the decks you've recommended for me. I have taken into account the strategy in playing against Fai. So I will be taking that, trying to do that. This thing's loading. If you were to play Fai's Boltyn, Sander, would you go first? Would you play Soulbond?
So I always thought, first on the phone, going first or second thing. I first always thought I had to go first as Fai. I always thought if I go first, I deny them Soul on turn 1.
Yeah.
That might be better.
Yeah.
Then at some point I just realized I think this is just a damage race. And you get the Soul either way.
Yeah.
And I might not know enough about Boltyn when saying this.
Yeah.
But I actually prefer to go second now. I just want to go quick enough. And I think this is the only downside to this is that if you don't know the Boltyn player and they might be on combo, this is a huge mistake. I think you want to go first. But if they're not on combo, I think going second should be better.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna say one thing more about the whole aggro mirror thing.
Yeah.
Is that 1 or 2 games most of the time don't give you enough information. You actually need like thousands of games to actually get to a point where you have enough information, because there are so many small things that can change the outcome and that give you a good feeling or a bad feeling that should or shouldn't be there. That I don't want to pin anyone down on going first or second, but I personally go second, saying that I want to put my foot to the gas and get you to lethal as quickly as possible.
Get
and
the
don't
first
care
blocks out, right? Yeah, it gives you the card advantage over the arsenal. Yeah, so I want you to play as if you don't know me, because you know that I hate combo. I've actually started putting combo in to my decks now, and it is my main strategy against Fai is combo. So I want you to play as if, or sideboard as if you think you're going to play combo, then sideboard as if it's against combo. Because that is something important for Raydn players. If combo gets more dominant, then people will start putting in warmongers, sensors, breaking point, whatever it is that will mess up, disrupt the turn, and actually make Raydn a little bit more stronger into that matchup.
Yeah, so luckily for me, there's not that big of a difference. My normal Boltyn sideboard does run warmongers in and out of itself. I have thought about including CNC into the matchup, but I haven't changed it yet. So I'll just be using the tactics I used at the last Battle Hardened, because that's the list that has been floating around. And I won't change anything to it. Okay. Oh, you disconnected. Is that all right? Oh, no, you're back.
Okay, let me just put this into the proper window. Okay, I'm going to leave you on. I'm going to talk about my hands. I'm not going to name the cards that I have, but I will just say I could play this, I could play that. But I think it's more important if I leave you on the chat, just so we can talk about things and whatever.
Sounds cool.
I will go. Yeah, you said I'm going first. Okay, let's do this. Take out some cards. Yeah, I don't know what's right here. For me, I don't know if Spirit of Arena should be in because it's a non-block, but it does. If I'm going to race you, then I need that really powerful turn. Not saying Spirit Arena can do that. I don't think it's worth it. No, the alternatives are even worse, so I'll leave it as
is. What's the alternative? Because I love Spirit of Arena, but I don't really think it does that much in this matchup.
Yeah, it's if I get it early. It's good if I get it on a V the Vanguard turn into Lumina turn. It's good. I mean, I can always charge it, right? So there's always that. But if I'm on the back foot, then it sucks because it just means I can't block, and then my turn is play out Spirit of Arena. The alternative is I have 3 Soul Shields, which I don't really want to play because I'm not going to get the opportunity to Arsenal it as I would against a less aggressive deck. Or a single Courageous Steel Hand, which is the attack reaction that gives me +3 on a charge card. It does only block 2, however.
Yeah. I would probably play Spirit then, I think. I don't think Spirit will come into play that often, but if you get it turn 1 or turn 2, I have seen I played some Boltyn games when I played Dromai, and I've seen Spirit of Arena do some crazy stuff. So if you get it early enough, I see how this is happening. The downside is that the matchup won't take too long. So if you get it near the end, it's kind of bad.
Yeah, once it gets to that, because what I find in my matchups with Fai is that it gets down to about 10 life each, or I get you down to 8. I'm on 20. You still have mask up, and then you put me down to like 1 or 2 life, and then it's sort of like who draws a brick hand first. And I feel like Boltyn will draw the brick hand much sooner than Fai will, because I need a charge. I need a 0 cost. Otherwise, I'm paying 1. I'm charging as 3 cards out of my hand. And if you attack just with blues, right? 1/1/1, Flame Wave Phoenix, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I think you're correct, but Courageous Steel Hand won't fix that. Neither will Soul Shield. And therefore, I think keeping it in is better. Like, if you had a decent attack that might slot in there, then I would have suggested that. But for now, I would say, why not just keep it at Spirit then?
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, just again to reiterate, if I were to play this in a tournament, I would go on to Sabres. So this is not the best representation of what if I was playing pure Raydn, I would be putting in 2 more Fate for Scenes, which would replace the Spirit of Arena. But the deck I have now, this deck, by the way, is, I know we just spoke about percentages being useless, is my best performing deck, but also only on Talishar, so I can't. It's hard for me to say otherwise. So I'm on 81% or something. Over 66 games. So for me, it's pretty good, 80%. And that's why I'm playing this deck, because I feel like I'm the most comfortable with it. Anyways, let's get into the game. I'm ready to go. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Submit your deck. So I'm playing Tunic because a player called Flame Dog, very good Boltyn player. I don't know his real name, American dude. He gave me some tips about it, and he says Tunic. Otherwise, maybe I'll try one of these games with Soulbond to see how it goes. But let's do this. For some blocks. So I don't mind doing this. Some people say don't do it because you don't want to sieve out the opponent's hand. I don't mind doing this because I need the soul. I got the quicken token.
You're also playing into Fai, so the chances of him being able to block it out perfectly is quite small.
Yeah. Okay, nice. That's what I'm talking about. 2 damage. So if I were to guess, I was thinking to myself, I'd be thinking that you've got now a card you don't want to block with, so it's probably either an Art of War or what would you not want to block with? That's the question. Take some damage here. I'll be talking to myself quite a bit, Sander, so people can understand my thought process. You don't need to answer certain things. And I'm taking damage here because my hand is pretty good. I think so. That was Art of War, which I thought he had in his starting hand. Otherwise, I imagine he would have blocked. Okay, he's getting his little Lava Vein Loyalty. Do we need to start blocking? Oh, so he needs one more attack to get his flame wake. That's what he's waiting for. Okay. Just thinking here. How important is Arsenal to Fai? I think it's pretty important. Unless it's a snatch, then he's gonna snatch me. Snatch Magatch. Okay, let's block. Let's prevent some damage. Okay, we'll take this. And we hope this is not a snatch. And we get to use this card later. Oh! Punished. Okay, well, I think in that case, so the option I have here, no, I don't want to let it hit for sure. But I could play this, force out something, right? Unless he just says, screw it, I'm not blocking, which you could do. Let's do this. I think this is okay. So I wanted you to Arsenal that, Sander, because as you see, I'm charging a Command and Conquer, which would have been a good chain ender. But this is still not bad. This is threatening to draw a card. It's got built-in go again, so I'm not losing soul out of this. Question becomes, does Fai really care about a card draw from Boltyn? I know if Fai draws a card, that's like a 3, minimum 3 value. If Boltyn draws a card, it could be nothing, it could be something. So I guess it depends.
You're trying to make me not block, are you, Bradley?
I'm just thinking aloud here. I'm thinking aloud here.
I know.
Or am I? This is
Huh.
Current players inactive. Claim victory. Oh, damn it. I almost won.
That's how they get the percentages. Right?
That's how I get the percentages. Okay. Not bad. Let's go with the sword. Here we go again. And then we go with, maybe I did it wrong. It's okay. I could have Iron Song versed and then attacked the sword. No, I couldn't have done that. That would have been stupid. Okay, so now we have increased our lead. In terms of turn cycle, I have lost my armor. Maybe that's worse than having this life lead. But he has one less card. Hard to say, hard to say. Oh, saw it, saw it.
Yeah, I was scared of
that. Okay, we'll take this.
I'll just play like I think you did inside.
Holy crap. So this is like, I can't, 4-4-4. My blocks are so inefficient against this. Mounting Anger. I'm not going to play it now because that would be the end of your turn. Well, you can play Mounting Anger into something else. Okay, so you can do Mounting Anger into Phoenix Flames. That's coming in 6. Is that 6? Or did you play something I can't see? No, you didn't play anything. This is 4-4-4. Yeah, this is like, what is this? 12 plus 2 more if I don't block. Probably not going to do. So in this instance, to those watching, I could block, right? I could block with 1, and then 1. And then we'd be on even life. Or block on 1, and it'll be 1 life under. That can happen. Or I take it, but if I take it, my return damage is 1, 2, 6, 9, 12, 13. So he's gonna out damage me by 2. I don't actually. I think I could take this. I think I could take the damage. Yep. Okay, it's probably the wrong thing, and maybe Sandra afterwards we can talk about this turn. This is turn 3 on my. Oh crap! Yeah, of course he's got that. Now is this something I need to? So I'm on 15. He loses his mask. I think that's okay.
Is it okay if I give a bit of insight on why I pop mask?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go for it.
Because this is always I've seen some fight gameplay with like lists that look similar or are the same as my list.
Yeah.
And I see 2 things happening: or they leave mask for way too late, or they use it instantly when they can.
Yeah.
Why I like using it now, I expect that I maybe want to block with equipment later in the next turn. Losing Tiger Stripe Shuko makes it so that my mask will probably only come in for 6. I know there's a spreading on top, so that will probably bump it to the 6. But getting it to 7, if I have to use the Tiger Stripe, is really unlikely.
Yeah.
And therefore, I'm just popping it right now. I can also do it without using Snapdragons. I can get the Salt instead of the Lava Flame, or what's it called? Lava Burst.
Lava Burst.
And
yeah.
it makes another Lava Burst stay in my deck. So that's why I'm using it now. Yeah. So just want to give you a bit of reasoning behind that. I expect I need to block maybe next turn, depending on what you're doing, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind using equipment early. Some people, in terms of like that effect, Snapdragon's effect, mask effect, if you're going to get the most value out of it and it's turn 1, obviously you don't. It's harder to tell that way because of the way the game's been going. But if you can get the most value out of it early, then I'd rather get the more value out of it early than less value out of it late, just because I wanted to follow the quote unquote rules of saving equipment.
Yeah, for me the order is quite important, because if I block with Tiger Stripe early and then use mask, it's 99% of the time it's the damage less.
Yeah.
So using it in this order is more efficient for me, at least.
Yeah. Taking it.
Definitely.
Let's see.
As predicted.
Okay. Still not feeling too good here. Just got 4-card hand. I've got no soul, but the good thing is he's lost his mask. Oh shoot! Sorry, can I go back? I was meant to Iron Song there. Damn it! Too busy talking. I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning of this turn because it won't.
Oh, that's all right.
Revert to start of this turn. Sorry. So let's do it quickly, and then you might want to block my sword. Probably not. Yep. He does not want to block my sword. Okay, hopefully I get some soul back with this. And okay, what's he got? This is a question. So take this. I think we got to take everything. Unless he ends with like, so this is from my point of view, the hand I have here I need to keep. Like this is the hand that's going to help me win, maybe win a game. But all he's hitting me with is reds. Like I have not been hit by a single blue yet, so it does hurt. And then this could be, if this is a lava burst, we're just totally dead. I think I might as well block in case it's a salt. Yeah. Painful. Painful. Ending's a turn. Then you get hit. I guess you should. Snatch a Rooney. I like this card into this matchup. He don't care because he's got a Warmongers.
I was scared of that.
Yeah, it could have been double if I had the soul to play the beacon. Could have been double Lumina. But I just didn't. I was one soul short, and the light the way could have taken the snatch, but the snatch is red, so I wouldn't get the go again. It was a bit of a. Even then, I wouldn't have the soul.
I think I have to take it. So.
V of the Vanguard. Okay. Oh, goodies. Yeah.
I need to think a bit.
If he's thinking, I'm guessing he's got a knee strike in hand because.
I do. I flipped it with a Ravenous Rebel.
Oh, I'm not even reading those things, man. I'm not even reading.
That's one of the most important parts. Reading the card that flips from Ravenous Rebel.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. Oh, so this is really not good. Yeah, so I think it's safe to say we've lost this game.
Yeah, I really dislike doing this, but I think I have to.
7. Yep. And I really dislike doing this, but I've got to. Ugh. Yeah. So now, unless you like really brick, I'm just in trouble. But like I said, even if you have 4 blues, I have to block all of them. There's no way you can't take 3 cards out of my hand. Now you Phoenix.
I bottomed the Phoenix. That's the
Oh, yeah.
unlikely part of this all.
But you get one anyways, right?
And I would have liked, if I had a red starter, I could have gotten it back, but oh well. Now I just hope you have Spirit of Arena in hand.
It's coming. It's coming.
It will be there at some point, I guess.
If I had a card in hand, I would fake Raydn Tech. Ooh. We got given a lifeline.
That helps, by the way. Jeez.
Yeah, but just this crappy thing here.
Everything is lethal.
Everything is lethal. I got one block. You got 2 attacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Cool. GG. Okay, so in terms of like, I'll go back to us here. Let me get rid of me. For me, that's how the game normally goes. Should I have blocked more?
So I'm quite happy with this as our first game in the testing scene.
Yeah.
Since this was the most plain, no nonsense game you can get in an aggro mirror. I don't think any of us did anything out of the ordinary. None of us really bricked hard, but neither of us really bursted the other. If I look at my game, I wasn't happy with the cards I was seeing. There were a lot of force in there, which seems great, but my deck is really well built around Art of War, around Spreading Flames, and I haven't played any of them because I had to pitch the only Art of War I saw.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you didn't have anything insane either. I think your last fighting turn was really good. I think I could block out the snatch quite well, which was lucky on my side, I guess.
Yeah, I was hoping for something out of the snatch. That would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, if I look at the average value per turn, I got 14.6. You got 14.4. So by me starting, if we have the equal average value per turn, the player who goes second is going to win.
Yeah, that was my reasoning for going second in this matchup.
Yeah, so in sort of in that regard, I felt like I did okay. If I can do 14.67 value without going any big turns, without having any D reacts. I only play 3 in this matchup, so it's not crazy. I feel that's pretty good, and it gives me some hope into the next 2 games that we play. Yes, you didn't have any Art of Wars, you didn't have any Spreading Flame Art of Wars turn that could have just absolutely destroyed me. I think I have to play Soulbond because Soulbond might have brought this down to a 3 life game instead of 7.
So what I really like Tunic.
Yeah.
In Boltyn. I think it gives your power turn so much more power, especially with Fai Vanguard. But yeah, you didn't have any of those in this game. I think if you have those, then Tunic is really good. But I think in this game you only used it for Iron Song once.
I use it once, yeah, because I thought I have to use it. I don't want it, otherwise it's going to be a 1 block.
Yeah, and in there your Tunic was 2 value, where your Soulbound is at least 3. So yeah, that would have made a difference. I don't think it would have won you the game, and I do think Tunic can win you the game.
Okay, well,
my file list doesn't have a lot of on it.
Yeah,
it's mostly based around just plain damage. Yeah, you can block the Mounting Anger, but whatever. Besides that, it's just damage, and therefore I think it's just Tunic brings your offensive turns to a higher level if you get those turns. You didn't see any of them this game. But if you can get a Fai Vanguard turn, it's insane. Other side is that the game is really short, and the chances of you actually being able to use Tunic are quite slim.
Cool. Okay, well, I'll keep Tunic. I think you're right. I'll keep Tunic for this next game, and then we'll see how it goes. Then maybe the game afterwards, I might try Soulbond. So I'm going to do what happened there?
I'm asking you for a rematch.
Okay, your opponent. I will go second.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shiznle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm using the exact same deck, except I'm going second. Let's see if that makes a difference. As a so you I guess you didn't really know what I was playing, but no, don't worry. I was gonna ask, like, do you feel like I could have done things differently? But it's hard because you didn't know the cards in my hand. I'm sure I'll get a lot of trash from the Boltyn players saying, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" But I don't think I
I
was given
think
much.
the only real decision point we had was on the mounting anger block
Yeah.
and on the Phoenix Flame that came after. I have seen people try to block out the Phoenix Flame to make sure I can't mask. I think that's not correct. If you watch this game back, it might have been correct actually, because the turns after didn't have a lot of on hits.
Yeah.
But that would be the only point we can debate about, if it's maybe useful to use your 2 equipment there to block out the Phoenix Flame to make sure I can't mask.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is a debate. I normally don't mind an early mask use, because it means you can't blow me out later. But you didn't use any Art of Wars. You didn't use any. But if you have Art of War into mask, I'm dead. Like,
Yeah.
so the fact that there was no Art of War and no spreading flames involved there, I felt like it was safer, I should say. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get stuck in. Okay, it's not too bad. Too good. Let's go. Block. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I'm going second. So I think I'll take this 1 damage because you can present a lot more. He's in the tank. We've got him, boys. We've got him.
Sometimes I need to think. I know it's a Fai deck, but sometimes you need to think.
He's human. He's human, lads and ladies. I always forget the ladies part.
Yeah, I'll throw this in.
4.
I'll take the damage.
Oof. Okay. This is a bit weird, this hand. It's not bad weird. I don't know. So I have an option now to. There's really not much. Like, I'm trying to talk about it without saying the cards that I have. So it's difficult. But I think I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so my plan here is to play this, charging this, hustling this, and then potentially using these bad boys. This is what I spoke to earlier, that I don't mind using it because I have to put on pressure. If I don't put on pressure, what's going to happen is he's going to take the damage and come back with 5 cards. As it is now, he might still take the damage, but it's a lot more damage. Still come with 5 cards. I think that's what we have to do because I just don't know how else to work around this. Yeah, and then save this bad boy. Okay. I think that's what we have to do. Yeah, we can't. This is the problem. I have to use this early. Otherwise, my hand is a dud.
Huh.
That's why I hate going second as Boltyn, even in aggro matchups, especially with this deck, because I've got no soul, and if I have a hand like this, I've used my Snapdragon Scalers already.
Bit of a weird question. I might be wrong here,
Yeah.
but you play Lumina. That should close the combat chain, doesn't it?
It should, yeah. Do you want me to close it just so we're... Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not sure if it matters. I'm not, but I get my flame skill back. I'm not sure if I want to use it, but I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, wait, it
okay,
should be there.
let me go back. I'll break the
But
chain. Oh, let me break the chain.
yeah.
In case
Again, I'm not even sure if I want to use it. I want to have all my options open.
Of course, yeah. I'd rather that as well. I don't want to
cheat on stream.
Get a win with it not being legal.
You know what? I'll actually take it.
After all that, this is mind games he's playing. This is the guy I got to deal with.
Yeah.
Yes.
On a weekly basis as well.
On a weekly basis, these mind games. Oh god, the nights I'm awake with nightmares.
Oh wow. Praying that I won't show up to the local armory.
Yeah, please, not again. Okay, so this is a crappy hand for me. What I can do is just swing back with this, which is why I like this card, because it does represent something. And then hold out for another turn. Maybe I should wait for some on hits. We'll take this one. Double blazing. This guy's blazing. Double blaze. I'm still waiting for on hits here. Okay, so we're going back to the discussion in the first game. If I block here, I potentially prevent the mask. I really don't mind him popping mask now. So let's say go for it. Do your thing. Another Phoenix Flame. So this one I will block with armor. I don't know if this is smart, actually. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. See, that's why it's a crap hand. I can't use one of them. These via the Vanguards. But what they cost to play, there's 1 for 3. And this is just so much more efficient. So you choose to not block this. I guess that puts us not really in the lead, because we started the offense. He didn't. We started the offensive turn, and we'll only be 3 life ahead with equal amount of cards. Well, I think I'll have an arsenal. He will have a 4-card hand. Our armor's the same. Again, no blocks. This guy's crazy. Okay, not great. Probably almost worse than the hand we just had. What the hell's this? If you control 2 of them, okay.
I thought about blocking with it.
Yeah.
But if I block with it, you just use your soul, get a free Raydn swing. So that's not worth it.
Yeah, so for me now, I'm thinking you haven't used your ability yet, so you can. So what this? You played 1 snatch. Have you attacked with your sword? You have, right?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so I think I block. I think I block. And this is going to come in for 1 because he's used his tiger stripes already. And again, do I mind if he masks now? I don't mind. So this is just 1 damage. And then we hope this is not snatch. Okay, swinging. So we finally get use out of this card.
I thought about this. I was like, what if he has a CNC? I was like,
Nah.
Probably won't.
Bowlers don't play non-light cards. What are you talking about? So again, if he takes this, he loses a card, and we get even further ahead with the life value differences. Okay, so he does lose a card no matter what. So that means this card in his arsenal, if he was thinking about playing it, it's not an Art of War. But it's still going to be something worth attacking with. If it was a snatch, I would have assumed he would have played it last turn to force out my hand. But maybe just wanted a 5-card hand with a snatch. Ravenous Rabilio. 3. Sorry, I gotta read these cards. Brand of Cinderclaw. Okay, Brand of Cinderclaw, yellow. Ronin Renegade. Sure. Just don't end with a snatch, please. So he can sword plus blazing. That's what it was. Okay, so 4 damage. Pretty good. Okay, so on my side, this is tough on my side because he's going to do 4 damage here, plus potentially a little dick turd from Arsenal. Not Arsenal, from, what's it called? A Phoenix Flame from Graveyard. And then Salt the Wound. So that Salt the Wound would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 damage. Salt the Wound minimum. And on the flip side, we can't kill him. So he's going to put us down into almost lethal. We get stuck. Let me think. So I'll play you, and then charge these two maybe, or these two. But I'm like super low on soul. I still have you to block with. Not the end of the world. Okay, we're doing it.
That does give me enough reason to mask, I think. It's a bit of a weird reasoning to mask here, but...
Would you have masked if you didn't hear me talking, or would you mask because...
Oh no, I didn't listen to you talking.
Okay.
I try to not take in what you're saying to make sure that it's not unfair play or something.
2.
It's even worse. No, I was like free value, but it's not free value then. Oh well.
Okay, so then 2,
like that.
3 plus 5. So he's gonna come in for 8 now, which I think this makes it way better for us. He's got no armor block left. I I still don't know if it's the right thing to do. I'm still thinking here. I'm going to take it for sure. But on my turn, I don't know the math. It's a very interesting turn.
So for me, a bit weird. I played a Lava Burst instead of the Salt, even though Salt had the same or even more damage. But because Lava Burst is my third Draconic, I can put my second Phoenix Flame in my arsenal to make sure that I get that damage next turn. So it's a bit of delayed damage.
Got it.
And I hoped that I could crank up my Ravenous, but that's...
So that Ravenous would have put me down to 9, not
Can't
9,
have
it would have put me down to 10. Okay, so yeah, so the math behind this, I'm not entirely sure. This is damage. This is potentially more damage. The problem with this is that I don't know what I'm getting. This might be good. So I'm going to take a screenshot and I'll show you afterwards.
Cool.
It is a good hand. It's a good hand. And the problem is, this is a hand you need to play to win. But I just lost a lot of life to do this. And I still can't put you in lethal range. If I just keep blocking, I spent 2 turns blocking you out, almost, right? So the first time I blocked 3 cards, attack with 1. Second turn I blocked 2 cards, attack back with CNC. So it feels like a losing battle in that regard. This is my chance to be proactive, but I still don't think it's good enough. I'm going to try. I'm going to see what it is. We know he's a Phoenix Flame in Arsenal. Yeah, I think I have to do it this way. I think I need to hit with you because just the on-hit is so important. 2 damage I don't think is going to change anything. Or I go you 3 in. That's also an option. Because I charge you. So now I got 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I have to do this. This is a big debate. I'm sure I'll get some mixed answers in the Boltyn group about this. I don't know if this is a correct line, but I'm gonna go. I could charge on the card here, but I'll just do this. Okay, so now I attack one of these. Normally I would attack with sword, but I'm gonna attack one of these because I might draw into something nice. And if he does block it, he loses cards. Okay, cool. That's good. Still, I think we're in a tough spot. He can't block this out unless he's got 2 Warmongers. Oh, that's exactly what we didn't want to draw. Yeah, that's the pain. That's the pain. That's the pain. But I still think we're okay, right? So, say I attack with this now. Keep a soul. I don't mind having you in Arsenal. Okay. Okay, so we've gone down to even life. We do have the armor advantage. And we... Okay, so that's not bad, actually. So if it's a 0 cost attack, it might be the flame thing. Sword. Or it might just be the Phoenix he wants to shoot out at us. Yep. Snatcheroonie. should I armor block this? I probably should, because I'm not going to get... I don't think I'll get another Tunic turn. And I've used all my Vs now. So I don't mind doing this. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, I'll do this, and then I'll play you... Oh, crap. Doesn't really work, does it? Yeah, then the only issue is... Yeah, okay, let's do this. If he's got a... Something, we're in trouble. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, we're lucky. We're lucky. Do this. Go again. And then this. This is a card I drew, which sucks to draw off of V the Vanguard turn. If it was any 0 cost,
Yeah.
it would have been... And this deck is built on the 0 cost.
Last turn, by the way. That's the reason I think Tunic is good.
Sorry?
That was a big Tunic turn.
Yeah.
Last turn was a big Tunic turn.
Yeah. Okay, let me see what's coming. What can I do? Yep. So, okay, so he's pitching out of war. What does that mean?
Actually made a mistake, I think. Oh.
What's this? Draw a card. Okay, so... Yeah, this could have been way better for me. It wasn't. Fine. Whatever. So I'm actually feeling pretty good, because I've only had one good turn. All the other hands that I've had, have not, including this one, have not been very good. Okay, that's good for us as well. Okay, I don't know why he's doing this. You could tell me later, because I would have imagined this is better in Arsenal, but maybe the game's so close, you're just thinking, get his life down.
It gets me the extra Phoenix Flame.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you have a 2-card hand,
yeah,
then this is just a free damage.
Yep. Okay, so this is a must block, potentially leaking 1. And from here on out, we need to keep 2 cards somehow, so that we can charge Raydn. Charge Raydn. The charge Raydn is a full hand block from a Fai player. Charge into Raydn. So yeah, so really we just need the 1 V turn. I guess that's what we're playing towards. Defending out, blocking, defending out, whatsoever, whatnot. I've still managed to dodge your what's it called?
Art of War.
Art of War. That's what it's called.
Yeah. This game you've dodged quite a bit.
Have I dodged it based on?
I'm not.
Have I dodged it because I've been putting pressure on, or have I dodged it because you just haven't drawn it? Because I haven't been putting that.
I think I've drawn one, and I actually had to pitch it away. Maybe I did made a bit of a mistake in that turn. It was the turn that I played the E-Strike draw.
Yep.
I should have started with E-Strike draw and kept the Art of War in hand. If I would have drawn a blue, maybe I could have done it, but I thought about it after I played the bound thing, and I was like, I'll leave it like this.
Yep. Yep.
That could have done something, but it's that was the only one I could have played in theory. And in the end, I drew a red, and I couldn't have played it. But yeah.
Okay, so I probably just sync this. Okay, so now we put him in a tough spot. He can block this with 2 cards. And then I come with Raydn. And then he can block this out as well, but then now I have the ascendancy. Unless it is a non-attack action, then this is I get to this point quite often against a 5-player, 6-3, 3-6, whatever the life is, and then I'm like, okay, sweet, and then they block with Ancestral Recall, or is it Ancestral Recall, Ancestral, whatever it's called, the oh no, I miscanned my soul. Silly me.
You can take it back if you want, because this.
Yeah, I think
I'm pretty sure you don't want to do this, right?
No, well, if I do it, I can get something. I can still get something, and push some damage through. But I think I better to keep it, because then I can because what are you gonna do now, right? I can take this damage quite easily, and then
not much.
yeah, this hand's too good. So I will still block, I think, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, so yeah, I thought I had 2 soul there to end the game. But here, I think I win anyways, because you block with 2 cards, Raydn you block with 2 cards, and then I have one card left to shoot you.
Oh, wait, actually, like if I don't know it's there, I'll probably block like this.
Yeah. So.
And then you can just go to 7, right?
Yeah, I'd play that, but I'll play it out as if it wasn't. I don't know. Now I don't know what, like, if we're gonna play like I was actually a good player, and I counted my soul and I read the text on the side, then this is how it would play out. If not, I still think I would have won, because then I have Raydn into Illuminate.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then I would have got Charge of Light Brigade last turn, because that just gives me so much damage without having to use my soul up. So I could have done 3, 6, 9 plus whatever it was. So I think no matter what, even if I've used it last turn, I would have won, because I would have got Charge of Light Brigade, and then this turn, yeah, once they get you low enough, and the blocks become so inefficient for you, it becomes good. So again, I managed to get 15 points of value per turn. I think that the Vida Vanguard was massive. You're consistently almost exact same number, 14.43. But again, I've dodged your power cards, and you got to see one of my power cards.
For me, it fell apart. For me, it fell apart quite quickly when I drew the Phoenix Flame. I was like, I need an Art of War to make up for this. I only play 1 Phoenix Flame in the deck, and I play 2 Flame Calls. And every once in a while, I'll draw it. That's part of the game. But you prefer that not to be the case in an aggro matchup. Since then, it's straight up lost value.
Okay.
Twice, actually, because it loses your value on getting it, and it not blocking, not only attacking for 1 and stuff. And it loses value when you draw the Flame Call, and there's no Phoenix Flame in the deck. So that was unlikely, but yeah, as I said, that's part of the aggro game. I do think the Warmongers again is so nice to block with.
Yeah,
That really helped even in this matchup, even though I was losing. So yeah, I'm actually surprised it got to the point where it was close. I felt like I was one Art of War turn-ish away, which I didn't expect to be the case because your Feet of Vanguard turn that one hurt.
yeah. So that's why I play snatches. I think it's becoming more and more popular among Boltyn players is to play snatch because even as a one card play, it's incredible. I mean, playing Fai, ending a chain with it is incredible, and then playing with V the Vanguard is like Briar, Channel Mount Heroic, Lightning Embodiment coming in. Okay, it's not that good. It's not that good, but you know where I'm getting at.
It's getting close.
Getting close.
If it gets blocked by an attack,
yeah, it would have been +3 if you had blocked it. So that hand, I had the 2 draw attacks, but I also had a beacon, so I could have beaconed another snatch, but then I would have lost soul. I wouldn't have enough soul to do it, or I could have put all 3 into my soul, and then come in for 6, 6, 7, plus on hit draw. And the draw wasn't relevant anyways because I drew that stupid 1-cost card which you want to charge. So I don't know. Maybe I should have done the 6, 6, 7 instead. But the draw made you think, right? It made you block the bolt of courage. First bolt of courage for 4, I think. Made you block.
Yeah, I had 3 blues in that hand. I was like, I'm gonna block this. There's no reason for me to let that hit for free. So yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's do this last game. I think I'll go on to Soulbond. Is it maybe I'll just try that out and see how it goes between us, and we can chat afterwards. Rematch, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you lost, so you get to choose.
Up to me again.
I'll go first. Same dealio. Take out Courageous Steel hand. So this helps with the smaller hands. With Soulbond, I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, I think the only reason I won that game was because of V the Vanguard, right? And the only reason why V the Vanguard was good was because of Tunic. Anyways, let's try it out. Let's see how it goes. Again, I've mentioned this before. This is not the most accurate way to show how favored or unfavored Boltyn and Fai is. I guess just to give people an idea of what a good very good Fai player, looks like, how they play, and how difficult it is to overcome that on Raydn. Yeah, I think that's it. I always mess up somewhere by clicking Halo Illumination or some shit. Okay. Here we go. Okay, it's not bad. It's not great. I'll do this to this. Starting a turn with the Banneret is always
good start.
Always nice. Now, do I play this card? Assuming no, I think it's too risky. Well, I'm not going to play it, but I'll ask you, how much of its Fai deck is built up of 2 blocks? I should know this. If I'm going to be a good Boltyn player, I should know the general ratio of 5 decks, 2 blocks. Do you know that out of your head?
It's bad. I think average block is like 2 points. Wait, maybe I can see it in February actually. Wait. Yeah, so my the average block in my deck is 2.2.
2.2.
I do need to say this is including sideboard, and I don't know how they calculate it because I think it might be a bit higher. I tried to include 3 blocks by making all my blues 3 blocks besides Branded Cinderclaw, so that's 12. I run Salt the Wounds, I run E-Strike, Lava Vein Loyalty, so Lava Burst. I actually have quite a lot of 2 blocks now, or 3 blocks now I think about it. I think my sideboard is mostly non-block or 2 block or something. I don't know why they think it's this low. I think it should be a bit higher.
Okay, so I mean, I wasn't.
So in my deck that I run into you,
yeah,
it's about 18-ish.
Okay,
a bit
Okay.
more even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I have an option here to go again and then hit you with an Illuminate, which would go into Soul if it hits, which you would need 2-3 blocks to block out. But I won't take the risk because I think losing the Soul is just not worth it for 1 point of damage.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a thing. Wait, actually, because of the courage, it gets to 6, right?
Yeah, it'll
If
go
I
to
block it
6.
with an attack.
Yeah, that's why you need to block with 2 3s. But if you block with a 2 and a 3,
I need 2 3s, yeah.
yeah. Sorry, not 2 and 3. If you block with a 2 and a 3,
Yeah.
Okay, this hand's weird. But I need to keep it. Take this. Then I would get 1 point of damage through and 1 soul. But the risk of doing 1 point of damage for losing a soul is not worth it by any means. Okay, so it's coming for 4 now. My blocks aren't looking too good. What I want to do is charge here. That means like block. So I think you just take this. Block here. Still, it feels bad, this block, so I won't block there. Feels bad. Snatcheroonie. Okay. This I gotta block. Well, and he's got a card in hand, so if he draws a card, I don't think he wants to use a Snapdragon so early. But anyways, let's do this. Nice. I think we're okay. I'm gonna lose all my soul, but I do have this guy as a failsafe. I do need to push damage through, so I'm gonna do it. Yeah, looking good. And then finally, my own snatch. 3 snatches, 1 hand. Nice, got a block out of him. Got a card out of him. But I'm out of soul. Mounting Angua. Okay. So, this is pretty cool. And this is, I guess, a reason why we can play Soulbond. Let's do it. Maybe I should block the Warband of Bellona first. Yeah, I should have blocked Warband of Bellona first, just in case I ever got to that point where... Okay, so you get hit with this, then you get hit with his... what's it called? Flame Wake, that's fine. And hopefully it's not Snatch.
You shouldn't say those things, Bradley.
Sorry, I shouldn't say those things.
There were a lot of snatches in those hands, by the way. I think collectively we had 5 snatches in our hands in that turn. Because you blocked with 1, you charged 1, you played 1, and I had 1 in Arsenal and played 1 the turn before.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny. And unlikely as well.
War of the Snatches! Okay.
Love the card.
What did you say?
I love that card.
You love, yes, it is such an iconic card, such a cool card. Even the art, like it's not badass art, but it's just cool art. I just like it. Okay, I have to do this again. Sorry, boys. I hate doing it, but I gotta do it. We gotta put on the pressure. So why don't you play Tunic if for the Art of War turns?
Since my headpiece doesn't block, I really do need some block value for some snatches and some bolt encourages, that type of stuff.
Got it.
I also think that if it's on me and I really want to do the big Art of War turn, I like to do this turn too.
Yeah.
And then just Tunic won't be on time.
Got it.
So I think the blocking value is just so big.
No, sink below.
Ooh, I love it. Nice. This is not going great.
Is just blocking not even worse for you then? Is that what?
Yeah, that's something I dislike about the matchup in general.
Yeah.
I really like to block a bit more than normal fire players, but in this matchup, every time I think about it, I'm just like, nah, it doesn't work.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense, no.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be blocking these. I'll block it. I guess this is where I'm not very good at as well. Maybe I should be saving my blocks for the on hits. This is coming in for 2. That's fine. Phoenix Flame for 2. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I'll block here. The reason I'm blocking here is because I don't know what he'll do if I attack with any of these cards here, without this available. So I block here, and then this is another snatch. I'm just gonna get really angry at you, Sander. I'm gonna virtually flip a table. Flip a virtual table. If it's not a snatch, we're still in trouble because he still has his mask up, right? And that means 30 damage. I think if he has a good hand, it's a lot of damage. And he's not going to block anyways if it is a good hand. So let's do this. Preserve our life total a bit.
I'm gonna risk it. If you have another CNC, I'm gonna flip a table.
I got an express lightning.
That's right. That's all right.
Yes, this is what I was thinking. He was going to take it. Let's see. Okay. So I like that he's pausing before he does something. I like that.
Yeah, I dislike it. Most of the time when I pause, that means I have something to think about. And if I had a double Art of War with a blue and an attack, I wouldn't have anything to think about.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So if you're thinking about it, it means there's something up.
Something's up, yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of annoying, this hand. For me, because I'm relying on things I do not want to rely on. But I have this. And these 3. So
this is weird, but I'll take it. Okay.
Okay. I don't like the sound of that.
So this is the most funny thing I always do. Cracking that on the first
so early
thing.
Well, just you guarantee it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you can't block it out in the latest possible moment.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still unsure about this because that just messes me up. So I think I can't rely on that. but we'll take this one anyways. Ooh, what is this?
Yeah, sometimes you have to.
Spreading flames. Okay. So I think, yeah, I think we do this. Double spreado. Okay, so that means what is Phoenix?
You know what would have been good here, Bradley?
An art
A
of war.
blue.
An art of war.
A blue.
A blue.
You know what? I would have taken art of war. I would have pitched it, but I would have taken it. Yeah. Would have loved an art of war just to pitch it.
This is still good damage, right? Still.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. It was just I set up the spreading flames, and I need to say it was kind of expecting a full red hand. I've seen a lot of blues, so I wasn't really that surprised. Have I seen a lot of blues? I've seen a couple too much at least.
So there's gonna be a lot of damage now. Jeebus. 3. Oh, it's not, I thought it'd be a lot more. Lava burst will be painful.
All right, the next one will be a lot more. Yeah.
8. Okay, so from my position, there's really not much I can do. I think I have to take this. If I block it, then I'm just at his mercy again next turn. But even here, I'm pretty much at his mercy. 4-card hand. I have 3 equipment blocks. I do have Soulbond Resolve that can give me 2, but it's a waste of a card. So that was the only way I was being able to claw back into the game. If you'd blocked with your equipment there and just you would have shut my turn off straight away. Here I can put him down to 6 and I can go up to 6.
Oh, actually, I misread the card. Oh, that's all right.
What do you think?
You said that about the block.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this one is the thing that just has go again if it's charged, but it's the it only if it hits. I thought it was the +1 thing. But
yeah. So as a Boltyn player, you get advantages of people not knowing what your card is. Because
you know what the worst part is? I know all the Boltyn cards. It's just they all look the same. I have the same issue with Levia. When I play into Levia, it's just it has a demon on it. I don't know what it is. It's all the same. Oh well. Yeah, actually, I do have a turn-ish.
Okay, I don't. Yeah, I gotta use this. Good timing. Let's get rid of. Either of you is fine. That's okay. Flame wakey.
You want to know what would have been good in this hand, Bradley? A blue.
A blue. Okay, you can't have it all. You can't have it all.
Alright, that's alright.
I think I take this.
Furnace is turning out to be a good card right now.
Block. Oof. Blazing. And then you still got 2 more damage coming after this, right? Yep.
I think 1.
Oh, you haven't played
No, I had to pitch it for the weapon.
Okay. Take 1 here, take 1 more. I still got you 3 to block. I think that's okay. I think. It's not the best. He can still come at me with a 4-card hand. So I could have double lumined you last turn, but if you had blocked that light the way, I would have been left with an IP basically.
I should have blocked it, by the way.
I think you're still going to win. So I think yeah, I think you should have blocked as well. It wouldn't have made it in this turn. You still would have had a good turn, right?
Yeah, I would have had a worse turn because I would have lost flame scale, but it would have been it would have been 1 damage less. But for you to not Lumina, that would have been worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I gained 2 life.
That's actually not too bad, by the way.
Sorry?
This is actually not too bad. Oh, well, it doesn't have another sword right now, you know.
Yeah. So it
makes it alright.
Great if I had like Illuminate after this. So if that card I block with, I probably may not have blocked your. If it was a better card, I may not have blocked your Blazing. If I went 7+4.
Yeah, I think I don't have to think too much about it. I think this is just correct.
So unfortunately for me, I think all my sinks are gone.
Oh yeah, you Luminate one away, I think. Did you?
Oh yeah, one's still around.
I think you've one left.
I have 1 left. 2. Okay. How do I keep 2 cards? That's the question.
You don't?
I don't. Lava. Okay. Yeah, take this for sure, and then this is gonna be. If this is 0 for 3, I'm good. If it's over that, I'm in trouble. If it's a snatch, yeah. So I don't know what possible hand you can draw that won't win you the game now.
Well,
that's doesn't matter. That's still a good one.
It's close. Yeah, it's good enough. Yeah, at this point, it's good enough. I'm happy you're at 1. Let's keep it at that.
Yeah. Takes a card.
It's funny actually how this hand wins me. This hand nearly lost me the game.
Yeah.
And not because of this turn, but because of the previous turns.
Wow, this is what I was saying before, right at the start, that you could have 4. Like if I had 4 my worst cards, I couldn't do anything. Whoa, this was the definition of, like, if you had this anywhere in the game,
yeah,
I probably would have won this game because of the life difference. But
definitely,
yeah, this is where the
the worst part is. Yeah, I just want to say, like, I had so many turns that if 1 blue would have been an insane turn, and now it's just well, in the end they did the job, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still doing 15 points of value. What are you doing?
I'm quite low actually.
You were 13.
I dropped down.
Yeah, well, I guess if you think about
it. But it was also because of the last turn, right? Because last turn, it still counts. So he sees that as 1 point of value.
Yeah, so I guess you would have been closer to 15, right? On average, or maybe mid-14s again.
Yeah, I think so.
As you were the last 2 games. So if you had gone first and I kept this thing, I think again I probably could have won that. But in saying so, you could have won much more comfortably if I had allowed you, which I should have done. I was just I knew you were gonna win, so I just thought I'm not gonna let you do it. Is take back that block.
Oh no, you shouldn't. So, no, but that's also it was just a mistake on my part, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of players, even in tournaments, will make that mistake. I personally do read and take a lot more time in person than I do in at these type of games. But even then, you can make that mistake. It's not uncommon. What I think is mostly funny in these games, they go exactly how I think they will, and therefore it will always be a close matchup. So the debate who is favored, it will always be close.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's just that I think that Fai normally has more big turns. Couldn't show them in these 3 games.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No
I think
single.
most of the time I'll hit a Heart of War turn. I hit a good spreading turn. And then I just think I blow average Boltyns out of the water. I don't think Boltyn stands a good chance into that. And I think Boltyn has a chance into, well, games like these where you don't have those big turns.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was lucky. You didn't get any Art of War. You didn't get a single Art of War played in 3 games.
In 3 games.
Yeah, you got the double spreading flames, but I don't think that was crazy. That was what 3-5.
That was without a blue, so I had to pay I had to pay for them with reds. So yeah, if I had a blue there, it would have been spreading with the flame call, and then I could have played the Phoenix Flame. And playing that Phoenix Flame is so much more value. So yeah, that would have made a difference, I think.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of like these games versus the games against other Boltyns you used to playing, did it feel more difficult? Did it feel like, oh, my opponent sort of knows what he's doing, or was it just the same old crap for you? So I don't feel like
the games
anything
took
special.
A bit longer.
Sorry.
I think the games took a bit longer than I'm used to. You block a bit more. I think that's correct because you're looking for certain type of combos in your hands. I've seen a lot of Boltyns with bad hands still play them out, and I think Boltyn is actually on the side that he can decide to block a bit more. I really like to do that as well with Fai. That's why I play so many 3 blocks in the blue slot. But I can't into Boltyn because all of them are attacks. So when I block into Boltyn, I lose even value on 2 attack blues. Because if I block with a 2 attack blue, I buff your attack, and I might as well attack with it. So I think you took your time with blocking here and there, and I think that was correct because your hands weren't great either. We're talking about me not having the Art of Wars, but you didn't have insane turns too often. I think besides the Feed of Vanguard turn in the second game.
Yeah. No, but I don't feel like I had bad. Some hands were bad, but I don't feel like it was bad because you didn't let me have good hands in terms of if I don't block this, I'm going to take 4 damage. The card I have now is not bad, but it's not going to do 4 damage to you. That's I just on a basic way of thinking. That's sort of how I go. Can I out damage you in this turn cycle? If not, I'm going to block and save my View the Vanguard turn for when it's more important. So from my point of view, I don't think I had bad luck. I don't think I had bad luck in any of the games. I would say I was more on the luck side than you were, I think, judging by the no Art of Wars there. But I don't think it was crazy either way. For you, for me, bad, good. I think it was quite mid-range in the spectrum of luck, as you would have, as one might call it.
Yeah, I agree.
A good representation, but that's sort of how it goes for me. It'll be within 2-3 life, so that either I'll have you on the back ropes blocking because of the charge cards, or I'm down to 1 life and I block everything and I can't do anything in return. So, but that happens more often. I end up on the back foot more often than I do end up putting you on the back foot, the 5 player.
I think I can tell you why that happens, and it's a bit of an unlucky thing if you're a Boltyn player. If I look at our cards, a lot of them are the same. So a 0 for 3, some 0 for 4, 1 for 4s. A lot of the cards have the same value. Only difference being, how do you bump those turns into insane turns? You have your Luminas, you have your Feed of Vanguard. I have my Art of War spreading flames combined maybe with a flame call if it gets in the right order. The difference being that I have the Mask of the Pouncing Links that will always give me one of those turns. I will never have a game where I have 0 good turns because I always have the 3, 5, 6, probably 7 or 8 damage from Pouncing Links. And I think that's the couple damage that you're missing as a Boltyn. And the hard part for this to evaluate the matchup, in my opinion, is that, well, sometimes it doesn't come down to a couple points. But if you go to percentages, it should come down to those couple points. And I think the Mask with bouncing links actually bumps me up to the difference we're seeing here. That's also why I'm a big bouncing links enjoyer and don't play Mask of Momentum too much. Because I think it's just in some of these matchups, it just gives me a couple free points that makes the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, that does. That's like you say, it's 8 points. Could be 8 points of damage. Could be 6 to 8, 5 to 8 points of damage in a single equipment slot. And I guess Mask of Momentum, Kodachi, you can get value out of it, but blocking the third attack is also quite easy to do, unless you're throwing it multiple times a turn, which is possible.
I can see that as a reason to play Soulbond, because we talked about Soulbond and Tunic. I think Soulbond is better into Kodachi, maybe.
I keep putting my volume down. Boltyn's best card is Be the Vanguard, and the best way to activate that is with Tunic. So by taking out Tunic, you're sort of crippling yourself a little bit. But there are Boltyn players who mainly play Soulbond. I keep saying Soulbound, sorry, Soulbond, and they do well, or they feel like they do better, or maybe they do better because they know how to play that style. But they're aggressively using it to charge as well. So you block with it, you charge a banneret, you get a quicken token, you can Lumina for 3 cards without having to worry about your soul or you go again or whatever. So initially I thought playing against Fai and Katsu, I would put Soulbond in and focus on 3-card hands that allow me to Lumina Ascension. Because the 2 life gain, the soul extra, the whatever might be more valuable than one big 20 to 25 damage turn. But it turns out I think the 20 to 25 damage turn is more valuable than 2 to 4 life gained, which I could still gain on Tunic. I don't need to have Soulbond in order to have that 3-card hand with Lumina Ascension. So I do think Tunic is the better option. And just, play smart until I get a Be the Vanguard in Arsenal. I mean, Command and Conquer is so good, I think, in this matchup. It forces a 4-card hand in return, or less, 3-card hand if you really want to keep your arsenal or equipment. So yeah, I think that's the way to go going forward.
Yeah, again, I like to point out that I see a way where Soulbond does better into the Kodachi, Fai, and Katsus. So you're saying if I want to do a big turn, if I want to do the 3-card turns, into a Katsu you probably need a card to block. Into a Kodachi Fai, maybe you need a card to block.
Yep.
And then you play more 3-card turns anyway. So maybe that's most of the reason people play Soulbond then. But yeah, I play Emberblade bouncing, so then I think Tunic and Feed the Vanguard is just a better combo.
Yeah. Against, well, I mean, so like I said, going forward, I'm still gonna go combo into Fai, and I think if you got some more time next week or whenever, we can do another 3 games on combo and see how that plays out. I think what's gonna happen is gonna be 2-1 for me. That's what I think. In my experience, this week is 2-1 for you. That's for me. That's realistic. I think Sabres. I think I can eke out the 2 wins. And because sometimes it's just a free game. Sometimes it's just there and you win. And I'm forcing you to have the warmongers, the whatever disruption. And if you don't have it, generally I'm going to win. There are times when 3 of my Luminas are in the bottom of my deck, but that could happen no matter what deck you're playing. You could have 3 of your best cards in the bottom of your deck.
Art of War, for example.
Art of War, 3 games. Never seen it.
No, but I would love to. I really like the combo matchup, not for win rate, but mostly for practice purposes. It makes me really think about my turns more than this matchup, because this matchup I'm just like, I can't block anything. I'll just play my hands and that's it. And into that one, I can think a bit more. Do I want to Arsenal Warmongers turn 1? Do I maybe think that's too big of attacks on my Warmongers? Can I push you enough that you need to block and therefore can't combo? Like, I think it's an interesting matchup, and I haven't played it enough, so I would definitely like to try that again.
Awesome. We'll set it up
in another video.
Yeah, we'll set it up, and then hopefully, whether you're a Fai player or a Boltyn player, don't show this to Fai players. I don't want to educate them on this matchup. Sander, don't you dare. This is for Boltyn players only to look at and study and how to beat this David Bowie looking ninja, and then go from there. Again, thanks, Sanya. Thanks for coming on. It was a pleasure playing with you. I'll probably see you Tuesday night at some point.
Thanks for having me. Really liked
it. So, all the best, and yeah, I'll send you a link once it goes online, and we can.
Yes, thank you.
Comment, like, share, whatever people are saying these days. So, cool. All right, I'm gonna stop recording now.